What is up, everybody? The wait is over. It has been officially 1 year, but we're about to get the interview right. It's me, your favorite JJG, and this is JJG and the Face Legend Edition. I said legend because last year you were the man, you were not a myth, about to be a legend, but he has hit official legendary status. This man right here is my friend, Sideshow artist extraordinaire and world traveling legend, Short E Dangerously.
What's up, man?
Dude, you know what's up?
So good to see you, man. It's been a long time.
It has been a year.
Yeah, but like we tore it up last year. We did it again this year, didn't we?
And let me say, like, you've already had enough people out there to say, wonderful job, great job. If you all haven't seen Shorty Dangerously, you know where you can find them with How's It Poppin' Circus Sideshow. You can find them together, doing their thing and touring the planet. And that brings me to my first question.
What's up, man?
Touring the planet?
Yeah, it's been a damn good year for Hell's Poppin'. We started it last December in the States, and then we did a run with the band Avatar. We were their opening act. We mentioned it briefly in the last interview, I think. And we actually got confirmation the day after the interview with you that we had the tour. So it was literally confirmed the day after I did the interview with you that we had it. And they announced it maybe 3 or 4 days later. And we did a 4-month, 66 shows and a 120-day tour with them. In like something like 14 countries, 30 states, and 2 provinces. And we literally did from New York to LA and back to the Midwest in the month of January, beginning of January, the middle of February. Then we had about a week off, then we went to Europe for a month and a half, did 23 shows in 25 days.
See, that's insane.
And it was an absolute blast. It was a huge honor to tour with those guys. We were humbled that they allowed us to tour with them. And now, and then we came back because they extended the tour with us. They had a few club dates mixed in with the festival run. So Avatar would go play their festival in like Charlotte, and then we'd go do a one-off show, a headliner, in like Louisville for the Kentucky Derby. And then the next night we'd meet in Knoxville, Tennessee. And it was only a 2-week run. And for me personally, and we had some great support acts and openers on that show. But myself, I enjoyed when it was the 2-week run we did. It was just us and them, and I enjoyed that because by that time we all knew how they worked and they knew how we worked as far as loading in, sound checking, and all that stuff. Because I was actually tour manager for that, so that was it was easier for me to do my job because there was only one variable. I just knew what they did, and they already knew how I operated, and their staff and management also. So yeah, it was great. You know,
So this is where the orgy is. Oh, I'm sorry. God damn it! I'm fucking sorry.
Riot Fest 2018.
That's what happens again when you go live and you have someone as popular as this guy right here. People want to come in and out. Dude, you're a good-looking dude, but where are the ladies at? Why was it this guy?
Yeah, that's all right.
Well, no, we love you, brother.
Yeah.
This is a family affair.
He's standing in the corner right now. That's funny.
So I actually do have a question for you. Now we know your prowess on the stage. We know what you can do and how long you've been doing it. Last year we got to know you a little bit better, but let's give them a little bit of background on how you even got into Sideshow.
A random ass phone call that the guy that had my number waited 6 months to use. Briefly, because this is a very long, how I got into Sideshow is kind of a short story. How I got hooked up with Hell's Poppin', a little bit long, a little bit.
No, but I want to hear it, dude.
Alright, so I was a strip club, nightclub DJ for 15 years.
Yeah, we're talking about that
before I got into Sideshow.
Yeah.
And I had a guy who was acting as my booking agent. He had a small management company, he had worked with Alien Ant Farm before and some other bigger name bands and some band over in like Indonesia or something. All top-notch talent, and also he did something for, he had a Dale Earnhardt impersonator.
Hmm?
So
What?
He's just a talent manager.
But I'm just curious, who impersonates a NASCAR driver?
After he died, yeah.
Okay.
It was...
Okay.
Yeah, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
And I saw I saw it posted. It was scary,
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, he was my booking agent, and he was getting to relocate to Tennessee, and he was at my county fair in Daytona Beach. And he was there with his girlfriend, and the manager of the Sideshow that was there, the show was closed. He just happened to be in the ticket box, kind of watching the midway, waiting for the Ferris wheel to go off so they could close up and finish the night. So this guy goes up to the manager and he goes, "Hey, I got a friend. I think he'd like to do some shows with you guys. Here's his number." He goes, "I'm getting ready to move to Tennessee, and you can hit him up directly." So the manager took the number, and this was in November because fairs in Florida are all winter long.
Okay.
That's fair season in Florida.
Okay.
Like all the county fairs, state fairs, they're all November to like February. So fast forward to Memorial Day weekend, 2012. I'll never forget this. My phone rings, and it's a number I don't know. And when I don't know somebody, I answer the phone kind of gruffly.
Okay.
Like, hello, kind of like, what the fuck is this? Why are you not in my phone? That sort of thing. And he goes, is this Shorty? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, can I ask who's calling? Because I don't know who this is. If it's,
Right. And you went by Shorty back then?
Yeah, because I was DJ Shorty. Shorty's always been my nickname.
Okay.
It was given to me by my mom. Used to call me Shorty because like she figured that growing up, when the kids called me Shorty, Stumpy, all that bullshit, that it wouldn't bother me because that's what I got called at home. At home, that was a term of endearment.
Okay.
So,
Nice move, Mom.
Yeah, she was real smart like that. So we went ahead and so he goes, "It's Shorty," and I'm like, "Yeah, who's this?" And he's like, and I'm thinking like, who is this guy? Want to know anything about me? Is he somebody from the clubs? Is he like a boyfriend of the girl or something, or one of the dancers? Or what? I had no idea. So he goes, "Do you know a guy named Big Jim?" I said, "Yeah, he's kind of acting as my agent right now." And he goes, "Well, he gave me your phone number, and he thought you might like to do some shows with us." And I was like, "What kind of shows?" And he said, "It's a sideshow." And I was a little, I wasn't sure because I'd never heard of Sideshow. I knew that they existed, but I thought they were gone.
Okay.
I thought they were long gone. And so so I'm like, "What kind of show?" And he tells me about it, and he's like, "Well, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm a DJ in Daytona Beach right now." And I was like, and he said, "Well, we directed each other to each other's Facebook pages, so I could go to theirs and you could look at mine. I could see what they were doing and all that stuff." And it's an old school, old-fashioned 10-in-1 freak show called The World of Wonders. They travel to state fairs, county fairs, festivals.
What's 10-in-1?
It's 10 acts for one price under 110.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what the classic sideshows used to be. Most of them. There's other tours, like Singalos, and that's like one thing by itself. Like you pay $1 to go see the world's largest rat, and you walk in and you look in there and you see it, and then you come out. That's a Singalo. And then you got the 10-in-1s, which is the big tent shows with all the freaks and maybe some museum pieces or whatever. And
you brought me to a subject. How do you feel about the term freak?
That's what I am.
Okay.
I am a freak of nature in every way you can think of. I'm a medical anomaly. I should not be doing the things I'm doing. And my anatomy is unlike anybody I've ever known. Internal. So I am a freak of nature in the truest form.
So that's kind of cool. The way you phrase it, it kind of sounds very X-Man-esque.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
it's like I am a freak of nature
Yeah.
in every form.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, like, what my superpower is or whatever, but, like...
Come watch the show, you'll find out. You know what it is. You know what it is.
We'll leave that one alone. But, yeah, you know, so, and, so, we exchanged emails, and this was, like, Thursday night, Memorial Day weekend. By the end of the night, about 11 p.m., he made me an offer. Next is emails asking about accommodations in the show and what goes on, how many hours, like everything. You know, I'm finding out everything I need to know before I go do this. And he made me an offer, and I said, give me the weekend to think about it. I said, I'll call you on Tuesday. And I called my family and I called my friends, and I'm like, I did a Facebook post. You know, what do you think I should do? This is, you know, DJing's not really cutting it for me anymore. I'm having a hard time paying the bills. This is a chance for me to do what I've always wanted to do, which is go on the road. And you know, this is what's going on. This is who it's with. This is what it is. And you know, the response was overwhelmingly positive, with the exception of my father. He was kind of like, you're smarter than this, go to school, you know, you're better than that. And I was like, okay, well, I've never been one to do what my parents tell me. And I had so many other influences telling me to go for it. And people saying, hey, you have my number. If you get stuck somewhere, you need a bus ticket, let me know. Make sure they pay you, like everybody, but like everybody's like, if everything seems legit, go for it. You know, people are like, get on the road, shut the power off at your house and go on the road, make some money. And so I did, and I went out for 5 months and changed my life. I mean, the rest is history, and now I'm with Hell's Poppin', and we're doing the whole world thing, and we've been to Europe twice this year, so.
So that brings me to, it's kind of funny because I enjoy, and I think at this point we know each other much better than we did last year.
Yeah, definitely.
We've had a lot of time, just reports over random Facebook posts and messages, and just being dorks.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's like there's a high degree of pride I have on these episodes. It's not just about like, hey, look at this cool dude. It's more like showing off my friends a little bit.
Right, yeah.
But one more reason I want to show you off right now. So you did 2 tours in Europe. You've come a long way in a short amount of time. No pun intended, but we'll take it.
Right.
And Ripley's Believe It or Not. Tell them about that. I don't want to give all the details, but no, what's up with Ripley's Believe It or Not? Because we had talked about that. Yeah. And I'd seen your post.
Yeah.
Tell them, dude. What is up?
Well, Ripley's, actually, they featured me last year in the annual coffee table book, or whatever you want to call it. It's a hardcover book, and it features oddities, weird things, strange art, extraordinary people with extraordinary talents. You know, just the book of the weird and odd, as Ripley's is. And they featured me last year in the book, which actually dropped while we were at Riot Fest last year. Mm-hmm. It came out. Hold on 1 second. I think I know what this is. Okay.
No, that's the cool thing about this, is like we had talked about a lot of this, and we were like, oh, these great things are coming. This might happen. I hope it does, but I'm not sure. And in that amount of time, all of a sudden, it's just like 3 days later, a week later, and I'm following all this stuff on social media, and I'm just like, because he had said last year, see, here's the thing, y'all didn't get the full story.
Okay, I'm back now.
Yeah, no. I recorded this episode last year, and because I'm not used to being behind the scenes, I accidentally deleted one episode and didn't have sound for another. So this is a year in the making. That was my bad, but I'm used to being a star myself. So now I get to see all these things unravel. And now he's back.
Yeah, sorry, I had to handle that.
Dude, you're in rockstar mode. You just got off stage, dude. I'm glad you just gave me some time.
Yeah, I'm like fresh. I'm fresh off the stage, man. It was a great weekend here at Riot Fest. Unbelievable shows every day.
No, I got you, man. You're in rockstar mode right now. You should be on the phone, but he's taking time with me, and I dig it.
Yeah. So I was in the book, and it dropped last year at Riot Fest. So then they went one step further, and they decided to make a wax figure of me. and put it in all the Ripleys and all over the world. Anywhere where there's a Ripley's museum, probably by the end of next year, there's 33 of them, I believe Wizard said.
33.
So, but I'm hoping by the end of next year, I'll be in all 33 with the Lizard Man.
That's so cool. I mean, and you guys know the Lizard Man through all things Lizard Man, but as well, the Black and Tan podcast. He's been on that podcast, our podcast, me and Aaron Cheatham, 5 times already. So he's mentioned the 33 busks or figurines or wax figures.
Yeah, wax figure, yeah.
And now we're about to have two time more wax figures coming out. And did you feel a sense of pride? How do your parents feel about that, man?
Well, my folks are very proud of me. My father, a while ago, after I had kind of been rocking and rolling with Hell's Poppin' and things had kind of started to hit a groove, because I remember when I was with World of Wonders, he came to our 3rd spot on the tour, drove a couple hours. We were in Michigan, and I think he legitimately, literally just came to make sure that they weren't keeping me in a cage or something, you know?
Right. You know, parent protection.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he was being a good dad.
And he checked out the show, and it was funny because at the time I was so green. I was only my third spot, and I only had like one little act, and I came out and did a handstand. That was that. And I presented some other acts, so like I was so green, and I was such a rookie, and I had no idea what's going on. So he came and saw me perform for the first time a few years ago in Pontiac, Michigan.
Okay.
With Hell's Poppin', and it was awesome. And I remember I was talking to him. Hi, Nick.
We get cameos. We just did an
Yeah.
episode on this beautiful man.
Yeah, I saw some photos.
Yep. Now we're doing all of this, dude. It's all about cross promotion, and it's a family
Right.
experience
Yeah,
here. Like
we're all
everyone knows
family
each
here.
other. So you were in Pontiac, Michigan.
So yeah, and he came and saw it, and he gave me a big hug after the show. But shortly after that, we were talking, and he's like, "Are you happy? Are you having fun?" I said, "I'm loving this." I said, "This has been the ride of a lifetime." And he goes, most people don't really take too many chances in life. He goes, "But you took one, and it really seemed to work out for you."
You got to risk it to get the business.
Yeah, and I just kind of put everything on the line and went head first and immersed myself in
Is
it.
there a waste of time you let me fish you?
No,
Oh.
no way. Nicky, you're my guy. Hey, you're my guy. All right. That dude's awesome.
No. I got to know him quite a bit during our talk, and it was a lot of fun, man. I mean, there is a certain camaraderie that comes with understanding the road,
Yeah.
understanding the gamble. Like you said, you
Yeah.
risked it all, and I mean, I think it's a fair. I mean, I've been in the entertainment business for 15 years now, and it's fair to say that if you're really truly going for it, regardless of your genre,
Yeah.
you're risking a lot.
Yeah.
And I think there's where the mutual respect comes in.
Yeah, that 2013, I made the choice to stop DJing and do this full time. And I've worked with other shows and did other things that they were great and they were wonderful experiences. And it took me all over the world as well. It took me to Australia, New Zealand, and Brazil, and South America. Yeah, it was awesome. But it's one of those things where I just had to go for it, and I was like, I'm done, and this is what I'm going to do full time, and I'm going to give it a go and see how it works, and it worked out wonderfully.
You know what I enjoy watching? When I watched the Sideshow, at one point during the show, especially close to the introduction, you end up crowd surfing.
Yeah.
Now, and I'm not trying to give too much away, but I will say I enjoy watching that, and this is why. It looks like fun, but my favorite part about watching it
What's that?
is when Bryce reaches out, the governor reaches out
Yeah.
and gets your hand.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's such a true symbol of the bond that you have with each other.
Yes.
So when he pulls you out of, this is an arena full of people carrying his body around like a beach ball.
Yeah,
He's got a
throwing me
motorcycle helmet on, and then his brother from another mother brother,
Yeah.
reached out his hand and pulls his friend back on stage. That's one of my favorite parts of what
Yeah.
you do, because I love the idea of brotherhood and camaraderie, and I love the fact that you all have each other's back.
I'm gonna
Who's
tell
a
you.
tough guy?
Yeah.
Who's a tough guy?
Yeah.
Like, no, but that's brotherhood.
Yeah.
So I dig it.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, half the show is me and Bryce fucking with each other. You know, and we have that bond. But I'm going to tell you a quick story, and it was Riot Fest. I don't know how long ago. I'm not going to try to pick a year. But I was crowd surfing, and where our stage is, we have a catwalk, and it would have been stage left, the front corner of the catwalk. He was like, bring him home, and they were bringing me back. And there was like a couple short girls in the front area, and they dropped me. And I was literally going down on my head. And all of a sudden, like it was a bungee cord, I got snatched back and brought back on the stage. And it was out of nowhere. And I looked over at him, and he looked at me and kind of smiled, and it was unreal. And I think somebody actually might have caught a shot of it. I wear a padded, it's a water skiing vest, a life jacket, and it's padded, and that's to protect me and also to protect the fans. There was an incident a few years ago where I jumped and I only had my helmet on, and I landed on a gentleman's his glasses, and I drove it into his nose, and it cut him, and he was bleeding and that sort of thing, and I felt really bad about it, you know, but at the same time, you know, he knew the risks, and we told him, get your hand, we warned him several times, and I felt a jam in my back when I landed. Well, a couple days later, I feel this itching in my back on the side, and I reached around, and he had actually, I had a scrape from his glasses.
I started getting all raw or what?
No, it didn't get raw or anything. It was just a scratch, no big deal. But it was a tiny little scratch, and I'm like, you know what? That could have been a lot worse for me and him.
Right.
So that's when I decided to get the vest to give me some protection, and also to protect the fans. So that something like that doesn't happen again, you know.
Speaking of fans, now that you have fans all around the world, what's next on the agenda for you?
Man. Well, we're going to the Philippines after we're done here, so we're gonna finish this little small run. Then I'm gonna go home for a little less than a month to Daytona, and then October 20th, Biketoberfest. Bruce Wassmeyer's Harley Davidson, the world's largest Harley dealership. I get a homecoming show. Hell's a Poppin' is coming to Daytona, and I've been waiting 5 years to kick Daytona's ass.
Let them know.
Yeah.
Let these people know. How do they find you on social media?
You can find me on Facebook, facebook.com/short E dangerously. E is the middle initial there, all lowercase. Or you can go to shortedangerously.com or shortydangerously.com. Because I bought both domains when I made the website.
That's the way to make the moves, man. Dominate the...
Yeah, just in case there's any confusion, you know, the E's a middle initial, but it can get confused sometimes, and I don't want to be persnickety, and I want people, even if they put that in, then it's still going to get redirected to my site. So you can find that on my site, and on the site is also a link to the Facebook fan page, my contact email if you want to shoot me an email saying what's up, or you can find me on Instagram, short_E_dangerously.
Ladies and gentlemen, we could actually do this for hours, but he's got to go be a rock star outside and be all like, yo, I got to take pictures. And I don't blame him for doing that. I like the attention. I like you getting the attention. It's been a year in the making, my friend.
Yeah, man. It's like I said, it's been a hell of a year since I last talked to you. So
we'll make sure that it's not so long in between. We got busy schedules, but thank you for being on this episode of JJG in the Face / the Black and Tan podcast.
I got one more thing for you.
What's that?
Starting Halloween through the end of November, Hell's Poppin' will be on tour with John 5, Rob Zombie's guitar player. We're going to be hitting a Midwest to West Coast run on that, and we're going to be doing Southeast also, and we'll be headlining some of our own shows there towards the end of November. So that's going to be the wrap of the Hell's Poppin' 2018 World Tour. We're going to hit Daytona, and then we're finishing it in Dallas, where the Govs is from. So come see us, man. We're coming for you.
Don't miss it. Follow this young man on social media. If you want to be in the presence of a legend, go ahead and press click. I'm JJG, your favorite guy. Until next time, you guys rock the day, rule the night.